So,
It's not what I want. Good afternoon. Welcome to our meeting this afternoon. I will just start our agenda. I'd like to call this meeting to order for September 16th of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Clerk, please note that Councillor Johns will arrive late with notice. Are there any declarations of interest from members of council? Seeing none, I will move to item C. I will now share our land acknowledgement statement. The town of East Gwillimbury recognizes and acknowledges the lands originally used and occupied by the first peoples of the Williams Treaty First Nation and other Indigenous peoples, and on behalf of council, I thank them for sharing this land. We also acknowledge the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as East Gwillimbury's closest First Nation community and recognize the unique relationship the Chippewas have with the lands and the waters of this territory. They are the water protectors and environmental stewards of these lands, and we join them in these responsibilities. Item D, are there any community announcements from council? Please go ahead.
This weekend, exciting weekend, it's our annual giant used book sale at the library. There's going to be a huge variety of gently used books, so there should be something for everyone. There's no fixed prices on the items, simply pay by donation, cash and credit card accepted. It runs Friday, this Friday, September 19th from 7 to 8:30. That's the early bird sale where there's a $5 admission per person. Saturday, 9:30 to 2:30 with free admission and refreshments provided by the Friends of the Library, and that's taking place at the Hall and Landing Community Centre. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And for those that have not been to a book sale at the community center, I continue to bring home bags of books, and it works out quite well. If you've got enough for the full year, and they're books that people have recommended to us. So go head out and enjoy, because it's quite a sight to see as well. Thank you very much. Susan, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, through you, Madam Mayor. I would like to share an announcement about the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee Art Crawl. They are celebrating their very first art crawl not this Sunday, but Sunday, September the 28th, between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. at locations throughout East Gwillimbury. And this has been organized by the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee, and we're looking forward to all of the local artists and celebrating the wonderful talent in our communities. So if you want to mark that on your calendars, it's the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee Art Crawl on Sunday, September the 28th, between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. And I know that several people here have been to the crawl before, and very exciting to go through some of the books that we have seen at the sale. So hope to have everybody out. Are there other announcements today? I'm not seeing any. We have no deputations and we have no presentations. We're at item G, and that's Council Boards and Group Arts and Culture Advisory Committee report with Janet Cham. Welcome. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, members of council, and town staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee. We are here to recommend that council begin the process of developing a new arts and culture master plan. The current plan, created in 2011, no longer reflects East Gwillimbury's growth or the expanding creative community. Since then, the population has nearly doubled, bringing increased demand for spaces to create, perform, and display art, as well as growing interest in theater, live music, artisans markets, and opportunities for local artists and cultural entrepreneurs. A new master plan would assess venues, studios, and public art sites, evaluate programs and identify service gaps, explore partnerships with community groups, engage residents to understand their needs, and provide a long-term strategy for arts and culture in East Gwillimbury. The request supports the town's strategic plan by enhancing quality programs and services, supporting responsible growth, building complete communities, and fostering municipal excellence. The committee believes an updated master plan will ensure arts and culture continue to play a vital role in shaping East Gwillimbury's identity as the town grows and evolves. Thank you. Any questions?
Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, through you, Madam Mayor. First, I want to thank you, Jeanette. You have been an excellent chair of the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee, and I know that you have been discussing this master plan for many years, going on potentially 6, 7, or 8 years now. You've been
Pretty
discussing a
much.
master plan, so I think it's very timely that we start to look at creating that master plan. So I would like to note, Madam Mayor, through you, that on the agenda today it says that we are receiving, be it resolved that we receive the master plan. I would like to amend that and add the words approve the master plan so that it can continue to move forward.
Thank you. Councillor Carruthers, go ahead, please.
And what master plan are we approving?
Pardon me.
I don't see it before us.
Yes, I will clarify my language. We'll be approving the report, not the master plan. It hasn't been created yet, but we will approve the report so that the next steps can be taken towards writing a master plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Perhaps we could, as a bit of a friendly amendment, Councillor Leahy, that we would receive and approve the report and refer the Arts and Culture Master Plan to the 2026 budget process as a capital project. And that would get it into our budget binders for us to discuss. As somebody who advocated for the 2011 iteration, happy to see it updated and continue to see the good work that our staff and your committee have continued to do on behalf of our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Mayor, I'm happy to move that, and if we can have the
Thank you.
clerk update that before we vote on it. Thank you.
Councillor, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you to the committee for all your great work in this area. I know a lot of other municipalities have made great strides with their arts and culture planning and exercises that they do throughout the year. I'm happy with the recommendations of my colleagues, and I'm happy to support doing this plan. And I think after 2011, it's overdue. So let's get on with it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe we've seen all those in favor, and that's carried. We are at item H. Finance with Councillor Johns in the chair. We'll notice that Councillor Johns is not in his chair right now, but he is on his way. So I will move along with this item. What would be the choice? Yes, go ahead, please.
Would you like me to chair that portion of
Sure.
the meeting so that we can move our
Move it
agenda forward?
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
So I'm going to assume the position of acting chair of finance for finance report 2025-05, 2026 budget development. Mr. Marshall, did you want to present this to us, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this report highlights the timelines for the 2026 budget process. This is the second year that the budget will be developed under the Strong Mayor's legislation. And as per the Strong Mayor's legislation, the mayor tables the budget, and once it's tabled, council has 30 days to make amendments to that budget. The timelines for the amendments, proposed potential vetoes and overrides have been set up to align with the scheduled council meetings. So after this meeting, the mayor will provide direction to staff to prepare the budget as is allowed under the legislation. During the 2025 budget process, council endorsed a set of guiding principles to be used to develop the budget, and the 2025 budget satisfied those principles that were endorsed by council. And this report seeks endorsement of those same guiding principles to be used to develop the 2026 budget. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, before I open the floor up, does anyone have any questions? May I have a motion to, thank you, from Councillor Crone. Madam Mayor, your microphone is still on. Thank you. Okay, so I've got a motion from Councillor Crone. Go ahead, Councillor Leahy.
Thank you very much, through you, Madam Chair. As I spoke to the point in our last council meeting, I had some concerns about the budget process with the budget subcommittee that is formed every year. And I wrote an email to that effect to Mayor Haxon yesterday for her consideration, because it's entirely her decision how we proceed with the budget deliberations. And so I would like to make a friendly amendment that this year we do not have a budget subcommittee. And my reasoning is this, Madam Mayor, for your consideration. My reasoning is that there are 6 voices of councillors on council, and when a budget committee is struck, it is 3 members of the council only that are on the subcommittee. I believe it's an extra step that is unnecessary, and by eliminating that step in the budget subcommittee process, all of the individual councillors do have meetings with finance staff between November 3rd and November 7th. And so rather than having 3 voices representing 6 councillors, we would have 1 voice and 1 vote for every councillor, and I believe that is a fairer approach to the budget deliberations, which I would like you to consider modifying this year. So I would like to put forward a friendly amendment that we eliminate the separate and independent budget subcommittee this year in the process. Thank you.
Okay, so before we consider that, Mr. Marshall, having read your report, I didn't see any mention of a budget subcommittee. Is that part of your report today that we would have to override?
So through you, Madam Chair, no, we don't have that scheduled in the list, and what you're looking at today does not include those meetings.
So it wouldn't necessarily, wouldn't need to not do something we weren't already going to not do?
Correct.
Thank you. Okay. Councillor Carruthers.
Thank you. Thank you. Just to provide some clarity to Councillor Leahy, the Mayor and Council Budget Subcommittee that has existed for quite a number of years only looks at the Mayor and Council portion of the budget. Previous to that, before your time on Council, it came directly to Council, and we were so engrossed in the rest of the budget, we didn't always get the eyes on it that we needed. Every single department has someone who overlooks their section of the budget, but there was no one who was overlooking that section of the budget. It provides an overview of that budget and provides recommendations to council. Everyone still gets a vote. Everyone still gets a say. It's just an extra level. And as I said in our last meeting, it's up to the mayor. She can do it. She cannot do it. I felt that it provided an extra level of oversight prior to it coming here. No one's voice is taken away. It's just an extra opportunity to ask our EA, for instance, if there's enough money in there for the pancake breakfast and that sort of questions. Thank you.
Councillor Leahy.
Thank you very much. I have one follow-up comment I'd like to make. My experience last year was that the process was unsatisfactory and that I did not feel that my voice was heard in the subcommittee. So when it came to decisions that were made, and brought forward from that subcommittee regarding the mayor and council, for example, expense funds, which became a contentious issue. I would like to see that there be no subcommittee taking care of the mayor and council expense funds, and that we all discuss it openly at council during the budget deliberations so that we can avoid any future issues regarding that, because it's a sensitive topic. Thank you very much.
As this is it's a budget under strong mayor's powers, I believe that would be something for the mayor to take under consideration as far as how she would like the mayor and council budget to be prepared. And then that comes to committee for a budget committee for us to adopt or make motions to amend. So I think that, I think we've solved that one.
Through you, Madam Chair, I would just like to
I've-
say one final thing.
You've already made two comments.
Well,
that
that's
have-
why I started off my comments, through you, Madam Chair, with regard to, I stated very clearly that it was entirely the mayor's decision
Yes.
on how she wishes to proceed with the subcommittee on the mayor and
Okay,
council.
I'm going to stop you right
budget
there, Councillor Leahy. The mayor has met with the treasurer. They have prepared a budget that's a report that says how the budget is going to be presented to council. The mayor and the treasurer are going to be presenting a document to council or to budget committee for us to review. That is the process that the treasurer has brought to us today. We have a motion on the floor. The presence of a subcommittee is not contemplated this year, so your suggestion that we don't do it has already been taken into account. So I don't see any further need for us to discuss this further. So I've got a motion on the floor. Councillor Foster, Councillor Crone, Madam Mayor, do you have anything further to add before I call the vote?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I've got a motion on the floor from Councillor Crone as presented. All those in favor? And that motion carries unanimously. Thank you. With your permission, Madam Mayor, the next item on our agenda is Development Services with myself in the chair. May I continue to proceed?
Please do.
Thank you. Okay, so we have 3 items on our agenda, prepared agenda this afternoon. The first one is Development Services Bylaw Branch Report DS 2025-22, which is our revised sign bylaw. This was brought to us from July 22nd Committee of the Whole meeting to allow for us to have had a workshop and additional time with staff to consider the changes being made since it's modernizing our bylaw. Mr. Krupnik, did you want to, before I open the floor to you, may I have a motion, please? I always forget that part. Councillor Carruthers, thank you. Mr. Krupnik, did you want to add anything further to your report or that of your staff? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As you mentioned, this was before Council on July 22nd and had returned in an education format to Council on September 3rd. And this is our another time around, I guess, at Council, and hopefully we have addressed some of the critical matters that were brought up by members of the public, industry, and Council at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any questions? Councillor Carruthers, go ahead.
Thank you. I want just to thank staff for allowing us the time to really look at this. This first came forward in the middle of the summer, and we had a very healthy agenda, and it was nice to have the time to really digest this, dig in a little deeper, have those meetings with staff to provide clarity. And so I just want to thank you for allowing that extra time. Happy to support.
Councillor Leahy, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, through you, Madam Chair. Actually, I'd just like to correct for the record that it wasn't the first time that it came before us this summer. This has been a very long and extended process, and that it's taken significantly longer to update than originally would have been ideal. And so after multiple deputations and communications about it, but however, I am at this stage of the process sufficiently satisfied that progress has been made, that stakeholders have been listened to, and that while it is not perfect, and I would ideally in the future like to see better support of small business owners in the community, because I feel it's very important to make a distinction between supporting small business owners as well as larger stakeholders. I am in support of approving this today so that we can keep the process moving forward and build on what has been accomplished by staff communicating with stakeholders. So thank you very much.
Councillor Crone, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. I think, not that I'm trying to overcorrect the record, but I think it was the first time the bylaw, I think we've been having a long conversation, but I think the bylaw, so if I'm interpreting what my colleague said here. Anyway, regardless, I appreciate, through you, Madam Chair, to staff, I appreciate the efforts that you've taken with this. And you did submit it to the Chamber of Commerce for their review, and I appreciate that. I think they were fine with it. I am, to echo some of the concerns from my ward mate, I am concerned about the permitting on digital billboards is a short period of time at 1 year. If you're a Pattison company, that's not a problem. You've got deep pockets, you can do that. But if you're a small business owner, that's a bigger pull. So unless we can solve that, if I had suggested in the last meeting that we have a 3-year permit. I didn't see that change. So because of that, and it's no disrespect to the work that's been done on this policy, but I'm going to have a hard time supporting it until that is corrected. So thank you for your efforts, but I won't be voting in favor of this. Thank you.
Councillor Foster.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe I can support this at this time, but I just wanted to mention, as I have in the past, reading this report and looking at the survey results that the outreach that we try to do, and sometimes those survey results are not great. So I would really like to see some sort of information come back to council a year from now, giving us an idea of the successes and maybe the possible issues with this bylaw. I don't think it needs to be necessarily a report to council, maybe just an email to us to let us know how it's going, and then we can decide if it needs to go further. There was a number of questions to go along with this, and you know, including what Councillor Crone just mentioned. So I think we need to look at it about a year from now, and hopefully it all works out and we can move forward.
Thank you, Councillor. I wanted to thank staff for taking the time to get it right. And it sounds like there's still one big issue that's outstanding, and that remains, staff have advised us that their recommendation is 1 year rather than 3. But we also know that bylaws can be revised, and staff are always in a position to bring us a report that tells us, that makes recommendations to change things based on their, we'll call it lived experience, working with the bylaws. So with committee's permission, I've got a motion from Councillor Carruthers on the floor. I wonder if I might add to it, Councillor Carruthers, and just make a request that staff bring an update report within the next year or so to advise how things are going with the new bylaw.
Happy to accept that as a friendly amendment.
And you've noted that, Mr. Clerk?
And
Councillor Leahy.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. And also, can we bring it forward so that we'll ratify it at this evening's meeting so that we can keep the process moving forward?
Councillor Carruthers, it's your motion.
I've
Same-day ratification?
I've said repeatedly that same-day ratification should be just reserved for the most urgent. We have a duty of due diligence, and that's why we have a process that has us bring forward the recommendation to the next council meeting.
Councillor Leahy.
Through you, Madam Chair. In my conversations with stakeholders, it's my understanding that this issue has been ongoing in terms of the updating of the bylaw, the draft bylaw, and it's been going on for more than a year. And stakeholders have been asked to be patient and to wait for it to be brought forward to council. So I believe there is a sense of urgency in keeping this matter moving forward in a timely way, and also acknowledgement from staff and council that this has been an extraordinarily lengthy process. And
Okay, so why don't we go this way then? Councillor Leahy would like to put forward a motion to amend the original resolution to allow to add the same-day ratification. Is there any discussion on that motion? I know we've had one person comment that they would not support it. You've got a note of that, Mr. Clerk. Okay, all those in favor for same-day ratification? Okay, and opposed? Councillor Johns, I notice your presence. Would you like us to bring you up to speed?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and my apologies for being late. I wasn't a part of the beginning of the discussion. I don't feel it'd be appropriate that I vote on this.
Okay, thank you. Then that motion is defeated. So we're back to our original resolution, which is that as presented with that small amendment to ask staff to come back to us in about a year. Any further discussion? All those in favor? And that motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, staff. This was a long row.
Sorry, Madam
Yes.
Chair, I inadvertently supported that, and I said I wouldn't, so please, if we could amend the record, I did not mean to support. Not
So
that it
was a
changes
Pav-
anything.
It was a
but-
Pavlovian response. Yeah. Perhaps we can give you an opportunity when it comes in.
Thank you.
In 2 weeks. We can
Just-
pull it for a separate.
Just
for a
acknowledging
separate
a
vote.
mistake.
Okay, thank you. So noted, Mr. Clerk. Yeah, okay, thank you. So the motion carried even with Councillor Crone voting differently. All right, so the next an item on our agenda is a Development Services Planning Branch Report DS 2025-24, which is an application for a telecommunications tower at Bathurst and South Road. This was deferred from our September 10th Committee of the Whole meeting, given that there had been some community engagement at that point. So before I introduce that, I know that there were some pieces of correspondence that were circulated this afternoon from staff to committee. I just wonder, Mr. Clerk, if we can put, I think there was a letter and a reply as well. There were 2 pieces of correspondence. I wonder if we might be able to get those added into our agenda so they're on the public record. Okay. So at this point, may I have a motion before I ask Mr. Krubnik to present this? May I have a motion to put this on the table? Moved by Councillor Crone, thank you. Mr. Krubnik, would you care to give us some background on this one?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, this came before council on September 10th. We are recommending council issue a letter of concurrence for this tower with regards to the concern that was also raised by Mr. Wong. The response by the SLI Towers was related to a couple of measures. They are providing screening or fencing around their site as a mitigation tool that was discussed with the LSRCA, and as well as there was an original plan stated for the height of the tower to be somewhat higher, and the tower designed to be somewhat larger, and has been changed to be somewhat more of a slim and a lower tower design. I do also have 2 members from SLI Towers here to respond to any questions of council which you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Krubnik. Members of committee, do you have any questions? Go ahead, Councillor Crothers.
Thank you. I was the one who had asked for the deferral because I was reached by a constituent. And when you look at the map, it's debatable whether it's Ward 1 or Ward 3. I think he's actually right on the line. Anyways, he had reached out to me and I'd asked him to let all of council be aware of his concerns. He had said he'd wanted to come before us, but we've been unable to reach him. There's been several attempts by myself and staff to reach out to him. So without him here, I'm fine to move forward on this. I just want to make sure that even though he missed the window, that we were giving him every opportunity, and I think we have. Thank you.
I think we've actually got another opportunity. The clerk advises me that that the constituent is actually online at the moment. So if
Excellent, good.
I don't want to necessarily put him on the spot, him or her, him on the spot, but should that individual wish to speak, I would need to entertain a motion to waive procedural bylaw to allow for that, because there is no deputation on our agenda today.
Happy to move that.
Okay, so I've got a motion on the table to waive procedural bylaw to allow for the stakeholders to speak should they wish to. All those in favor? That motion carries. Mr. Clerk, did you want to reach out to the individual to see if they, in fact, they do wish to address committee?
Certainly, Madam Chair. I'll just, I believe Mr. Wong is on the call. Mr. Wong, if you can hear us and you would like to make a comment, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and members of council. My name is Alexander Wong. I'm a property owner and I'm just representing myself. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address the telecom towers. Our family has owned this parcel of land for probably 20 years or probably longer than that, but around 20 years. I mean, it's a significant site in our mind. I can give you some, let me just, sorry. These, so we're sandwiched between, so the parcel beside us to the west is where the telecom tower is proposed, and to the east is the east branch of the Holland River. So we're waterfront, we are just siding onto the Holland River, and we're right beside this parcel that the telecom tower is proposed. So this site right to the south of us, there's a large pond, and then south of that, there's the Holland Marina, and this whole area here is made up of very small parcels of farmland. This is not commercial, 50-acre, 100-acre farms. These are like 5-acre, 10-acre hobby farms. This is a very small condensed area. This is where the west branch and the east branch of the Holland River kind of converge. We have just the west of us, we have the Catholic retreat with Fish Haven, and if anybody likes fishing, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great site for fishing. So a little bit of background on myself. I'm in architecture, and we've always planned to build a second family home on the site. And I've gone through countless sketches of designing a home, like a very small home, but trying to integrate it into the landscape. I mean, this is a very significant landscape. I mean, you have the meeting of two branches of the river. You have the Holland Marina, you have the retreat, and it's very condensed. It's in a small area, and within architecture, we always are taught to integrate things into the landscape, right? And then from footprints to the scale to the elevation to integrate things in. And this tower being right beside our site, I just feel it's I mean, there's a lot of concerns on our part from health and from aesthetics, and it's just it's very close to our site, and it's a very condensed area to have this tower in there. And I just wanted to take my time to kind of voice my concerns about the location of this tower. There are plenty of other sites. There's plenty of other large commercial farming area in the area. This is a very small area of hobby farms, and this is a tight area where two rivers are meeting. I just am very concerned about this tower, and I just wanted to voice my concern today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wong. Do members of committee have any questions either for Mr. Wong or for, I believe it's SLI, who may also be on the line? Go ahead, Councillor Crone.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the members from SLI that are online. I'm curious, what was their luck in trying to source other sites? As our resident has just pointed out, there's plenty of other opportunities. I wonder if why they chose this site and what precluded them from going to other either farms or other possible sites. I'm curious why they landed on this one.
Mr. Krupnik, did you want to introduce your subject matter experts?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, so I do have, I believe I have Dom Claros online, as well as Megan Borges from SLI Tower, and I will ask either Dom or Megan if one of you want to take that question.
Mr. Clerk, do we have those people online?
I believe we have at least one, if they'd like to go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor and Council, and through you. There's quite a bit of farmland in this area. The constraints in order to provide, I guess, telecom coverage and connectivity to the farmers and the residents that already live in the area, and the farmers that need the improved connectivity currently. It's a pretty tight window, as we submitted in our initial report to the municipality. There are towers to the south. As you go up Yonge and Bathurst, there are towers to the west in Bradford, to the north as well, in and around the Holland Marsh. And in order to kind of provide the coverage that's needed with the future highway going into the south, it's kind of a tight window of where you could propose to put a tower. There are quite a few, I guess, parcels within that very specific area that are all farmland and exclusively farmland. We wanted to find parcels that would be agricultural without having a residential property on them. There's no residential property, I think, within, I think it's at least 250 meters of the proposal, which is well over the 3 times tower height that I said prefers. And in order to kind of facilitate keeping it away from as many residents as possible, there's kind of a swath of land up in this area that is almost exclusively farmland as Bathurst kind of becomes a dead end up here, and planning to go along south. It's not a municipal road. It's actually unmaintained. It's simply used as a farm access for the farmers. And so in order to kind of keep it away from as much of the used area, farmland, we reduced the height of the tower, the footprint, so it wouldn't have any guide wires. It wouldn't be tall enough that it would require any kind of lighting. It would use up a small corner of the property that's already used for kind of storage and miscellaneous storage, and there's kind of wood piles and skids kind of all in that area. And so in speaking with a few of the neighboring residents when we first proposed this to the area, they were all in favor, as they wanted connectivity, and there were a couple options of farmland, but they were all adjacent to each other and right next to each other. As the parcels are all kind of, it's a huge kind of farmland separated into smaller parcels that are used by the same farmers in that area.
Thank you for that. Just further, Councillor Crone, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the feedback, and I appreciate the comments of the resident. This is, if I was the resident and it was in my backyard, I'm not sure I'd be happy either. This is one of those tough decisions we have to make because we do have an obligation to improve our infrastructure here for telecommunications and whatnot. So it may be one of those situations where the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So anyway, I appreciate your feedback and comments. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I wanted to thank both of our speakers today for being and for committee for being so flexible to allow this process and allow these individuals a voice. At this time, we have a motion on the floor as moved by Councillor Crone. Are there any further questions before I call the vote? And that is as presented. All those in favor? And that motion is carried. Thank you. So that brings that item to a conclusion, and we are moving on to item number 3, which is Development Services Planning Branch Report 2025-25, a proposed zoning bylaw amendment application for 21383 Woodbine Avenue. This is a recommendation report, that we receive the report and we approve the zoning bylaw amendment application. May I have a mover for this before it's presented? Moved by Councillor Johns. Thank you. Mr. Krubnik, did you want to introduce this for us, please?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to say a few words, Council has seen this one through a public meeting. The recommendation is to introduce a business office use onto the subject parcel, and I'm here to answer any questions of Council on this item. Thank you.
Members of committee, any questions? Councillor Crone, go ahead.
Thank you. Just to be clear, this is about giving an office ancillary use to the zoning. We're not upzoning so that we're going to have office towers or anything like that, but this is just to allow an extra use to the existing property. Have I got that right? Through you, Madam Chair.
Through you, Madam Chair, correct. That is the intent. The way the bylaw is written presently, it introduces the office use onto that rural site. It would be to support the sod business. If council wanted to, I guess, restrict it to an ancillary, that could be a definition or added to the recommended bylaw.
That certainly sounds like an option if we were to, so from what I understand, what we're doing is we're creating a site-specific zone in the RU zone to allow for this existing office use. So it would be site-specific, correct?
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, it is for this subject parcel.
Okay, so then what you're suggesting and what Councillor Crone is suggesting is that we allow for it to be an ancillary use to a rural land use. So whatever is permitted into the RU. So in essence, what we don't want to happen is for the sod farm to be sold and the new buyer to say, oh, I can put offices here, so I'm going to now have my call center for my insurance company located here. We want it to be ancillary to the rural use or the agricultural use.
Yes, if it's through you, Madam Chair, if it's council's wishes that this be ancillary, I would not recommend restricting it to the agricultural use, but rather restricting the business office to be ancillary to those uses permitted in the rural zone, which is already the existing base zoning of the subject site.
Councillor Johns, this is your motion. Are you comfortable with making that amendment?
Thanks, Madam Chair. I'm actually not, because I am not comfortable with that amendment. I think that the staff have made a large investment in time to arrive at this, and I understand the discussion point and the desire. However, I did move the motion as it was presented. I didn't intend to have it changed.
Okay. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Councillor Foster.
Thanks, Madam Chair. I too had the same worry about what else may be permitted to happen if it's left wide open. So I don't know that I can support where we are right now. Thanks.
Mr. Krubnik, this is staff's recommendation. What is staff's opinion on the, on making the site-specific zoning even a little bit more clear as far as what are permitted uses in those offices?
Through you, Madam Chair, although we are comfortable with the recommendation we put forward, I do understand the concerns of some members of council. Again, if there is a desire or a will by council to narrow this somewhat a little bit more from just the business office that has been presented to council or recommended to council, I would suggest something such as business office ancillary to uses permitted in the RU zone.
Madam Chair, I'm
Go ahead.
happy to move that as an amendment.
Okay. So Councillor Carruthers has moved an amendment to the original resolution that would recognize an existing office use that is ancillary to those uses permitted in the rural zone. Did I get that correctly, Mr. Krubnik?
Through you, Madam Chair, it is business office is the term.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, you've recorded that correctly? Ah, and it's on our screen. Thank you. Okay, so we see the intent of the motion. I know that that certainly addresses the question for me, and thank you for making that motion. Councillor Carruthers, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Opposed? And that motion carries. So we've now amended the original motion, and I believe we have to vote on that, correct, Mr. Clerk? Okay.
That's correct.
All right, so the original motion has been amended. It is moved by Councillor Johns. All those in favor? Opposed? And that motion carries. And that brings us to the end of our prepared agenda this afternoon for development services. Mr. Krubnik, did you have anything further to raise under this area?
Nothing further, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. And I will then turn the chair back to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. We are at item H, Finance, with Councillor Johns in the chair. Oh,
Madam Mayor, if I may, you're just on item J.
thank you. My apologies. Item J is Engineering and Public Works with Councillor Leahy in the chair.
Thank you very much. Through you, Madam Mayor. We have one item on the agenda today under Engineering and Public Works. It is EPW 2025-09, Town Support for New Regional Policies for Multi-Use Path Ownership and Maintenance. Can I have a mover for this item, please? Thank you very much, Councillor Roy-DiClemente. And I'd like to ask General Manager of this department, Mike Molinari, to address this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you. This is a good news story. Currently, multi-use paths on regional right-of-ways are typically owned and maintained by the town at the town's cost. The region has developed two policies under which the region would accept ownership and maintenance responsibilities for multi-use paths on regional right-of-ways, provided the local municipality supports and opts into the region's policies through council resolution. So the report that we have before you today and its recommendations provides the mechanism for maintenance and ownership of eligible multi-use paths on regional right-of-ways to be transferred and maintained by the region. So this, it's really a cost avoidance for us in the future. There may be instances where we have multi-use paths on regional right-of-ways, such as on Yonge Street, potentially on Green Lane, where we may be able to transfer that ownership and maintenance responsibility to the region, and thus potentially avoid some of those costs for that ownership and maintenance. So happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Molinari. Are there any questions from members of the committee? Well, it's always great to have a good news story. Whew. Let's celebrate that. Seeing no questions, and if General Manager Molinari has nothing else that he would like to discuss within this department, I'll call for a vote. Do you have anything any other matters you'd like to discuss, General Manager Molinari?
Nothing further at this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I'd like to take the vote. All those in favor of this report presented to us by General Manager Molinari? All in favor, and that is approved. Thank you. And back to you, Madam Mayor, for item K.
Thank you very much. Item K with myself in the chair. There are no items at this time. Corporate Services, Councillor Crothers is chair.
No items, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move along to item M, Parks, Recreation and Culture with Councillor Crone in the chair.
Nothing from our department, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. We will move to item N, which is Fire and Emergency Services with Councillor Foster in the chair.
Nothing at this time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Item O is Legal and Legislative Services with myself in the chair, and we have none at this time. I will move to item P. That brings us to other business. Are there other business items at this time? Yes, go ahead, please.
Madam Mayor, just as listed under other business is the notice for the upcoming council workshop. I can provide council with the items for that workshop.
Please do.
Okay. Staff have 3 items actually for the council workshop on October 15th, 2025. The first 2 are educational sessions, and those will be on the 2026 municipal election, as well as a educational session on the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, also known as MFIPA. And then also from Fire and Emergency Service, there is a workshop on the establishing and regulating bylaw.
Go ahead, please.
Just give you a motion to receive that update from the Clerk's Department.
Thank you. All those in favor? And that's carried. And we have an adjournment.
Happy to move.
Thank you. All those in favor? And that's carried. With that, we are concluded. Thank you very much. Thank you to those that came out today. Thank you.